So, um, hi. Uh, but all seriousness, it has been 127 days since I had uploaded a video, and that's if you don't count, the short film that I just released called The Scavengers, which is out now. Go watch it, please. But that basically marks about almost, 4 months since I posted. And there's a reason for that, that's this video, obviously. And I've had this video planned for a while. Not since that video though, which I believe was the like Spotify Wrapped video from 2025, which is like crazy because like if you think about it, in all 2026, I've only uploaded one video, and that was the freaking short film The Scavengers, which is out now. Please go watch it. But this video is basically gonna like explain, like I'm gonna update you guys, because so much stuff has happened in my life in the span of like 3-4 months, and I just want to share it with you guys. Like I'm gonna get real vulnerable, talk about like some of my personal life, things like that. And I guess without further ado, let's start. So first, I obviously want to dive into the main reason why I wasn't really posting, and that is because of school. Now, I graduated high school in 2022, and I was like 17 at the time. Right now I'm 21, but literally was just already going to be going to college, and just like, I pursued film post-production. That's my, my degree, what I was going for. And I ended up at Cal Baptist University, which is a great school. It is. It's a Christian school, my faith, like, faith in God. So that kind of helped. And, I was kind of, I don't want to say like thrown into it, but like going straight from high school, then automatically into college. It's like you either get a break from school or you don't get a break from school. Like, just depending on whether you go to college, whether that's community college, trade school, things like that, like university. And I struggled. Like my first semester, I didn't have a car at the time. I was learning how to drive, but I was really scared of driving was always like a scary thing for me. So like I was taking the bus every morning from having to wake up at like 6 a.m. and like freaking take like 2 buses to get to my freaking school, like I'm Everybody Hates Chris or something. But then eventually the next semester I got my license, had my car, with my grandma's car. She gave it to me, and from that point on, it was fine. So I was going to school, like film post-production, that was the whole thing. And obviously with school, it's like a lot. There's always going to class every day, as well as like homework, different things. And it's like with me making or being a film major, like I was often having to make like videos and stuff. So, or just kind of have like editing based projects. Oh my god. But with that came the problem of my computer being very terrible. Like I literally had a Acer, like freaking, it was like a i3 or like a Ryzen 3 or something, and like 128 gigabyte, like literally like I wasn't prepared like at all. Like that's literally like the whole truth. But we eventually made it to the last year, which was this year, 25-26 year. And I typically, because I was posting videos still while doing school the previous years, but for some reason with this year it felt like I couldn't. And I felt like I had been, like, I don't want to say checked out of YouTube, but like I kind of like accepted the fact that I wasn't going to be posting as often after I did that Vegas video where I went to Vegas with my friends Jacory and Evan. Like I had things I had to do with like class, and then also with work too, because I work a normal job obviously outside of YouTube. I don't make enough, I don't get enough views to like make money like these big streamers and all that. But like it was that as well. So it was like with me making that K-word short film, which I still love to this day, very very great short film in my opinion. Like I felt like my writing was crazy on that one, but like, you know, that was like a very fun one that, you know, not recorded, but I wrote like the script, which was like 17 pages, and it was literally for like one of my classes, which was like a production 2 class where you just had to like kind of make short films. It was like 2 short films for the whole semester, and it was like, but you kind of had to actually like put effort into it by like writing and everything and creating a story. So it was like, it went from a class assignment to like when it came out, or like when I kind of like made it, I was like, you know what, this could go on YouTube. Like even though it was like, you know, using copyrighted music, like I knew I wasn't gonna get ads from it and stuff. Like it didn't matter because I'm like, it was kind of like a passion project in a way, so I didn't really care. But yeah, making that with my friends Leo and Andre at the time was very fun. Like, you know, with that one we had like a very it was weird because we had to shoot it twice, because on the first time we were trying to use a camera and it didn't work out because none of the audio recorded. And I was really upset about that because, you know, originally I didn't even want to use the camera, but my friend Andre, he's like, yeah, like let's do, like we could do it. It's like by the time I freaking got on campus that day, he was already renting the camera. I'm like, okay, well I can't say no now. But it's like, then when the audio didn't record, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So we had to literally reshoot it, and we got the final product. But that was all the way in like October. And then like even then from October to December, I hadn't posted. And because it was like school was just so busy to where it's like, you know, even with my friend Andre, like he would dorm at like me, we shot that at his dorm. So it was like literally we were hanging out at his dorm like almost every day up until like 12 in the morning. Literally just like either watching like watching films that we had to watch for like classes the next day or like the day after or like whatever, or like, you know, whether it was just like working on homework, like whatever. We were just always there. So it's like I was never really home like that. And that was when I kind of accepted like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to post like that. Like literally I just kind of gave up with it. Not gave up, but it was like I just kind of accepted it because like I couldn't make time for it, you know, because it's not that like it was a bunch of schoolwork. It was just me not being home as often that kind of made it to where I couldn't. And then I dropped that Spotify rap video, and the reason why I did that was because like I always wanted to do that. Like that was in my plans from like the beginning of the year to be like, what if I did like a video on like my Spotify rap, you know? So it was like, it would have been cool. But that was like kind of like a one-off video, because even that video didn't come out when it was supposed to. I was supposed to drop that like way far ahead, but I just got super like caught up with like finals and things like that. Like school is freaking hard, man. It really is. But like, but yeah, then we fast forward to January, my last semester as a, you know, CBU student, Cal Baptist student, and you know, I had already met some friends from, you know, the previous semester from like that production 2 class, and like we just all started hanging out. Those are my friends, Enrique, Scotty, my friend Patrick, who I already knew from, you know, from like my freshman year because we met in like our English class, but like, you know, and then also like my friend Leo, who was, you know, I knew him from, you know, before the first semester, but like we had just kind of started hanging out, but that's besides the point. So it was the last semester, and I didn't have as much work. It was more of like, and when I mean work, I mean like work, like job. And because like my schedule was so stupid to where I was literally, Monday was literally like from 9:30 to like 3:30. And sometimes I would have work afterwards. Most times I didn't, but kind of more towards the end I would get scheduled on Mondays. And then Tuesday was there from like 10:45 all the way till like 7. And with some of these classes, like, there was like these long gaps in between. So it was like literally from like, you know, the 9:30 class on the Monday, it was like after that it ended at 10:30, and I had to wait till 1:15 for my next class. And typically that had me doing homework, blah blah blah. And then you know, just the whole shebang. But then Wednesday was like the longest day, literally 9:30 all the way till 9 p.m. And there was super long breaks in between there. Like literally after that 1:15 class, ended at 2:15, and then I'm waiting until 6 o'clock for my next class. And you could think like, why don't I just go home? Because I live like 20 minutes away. But it was like, I could just use that time to, you know, like get stuff done. And that's what I did, you know, or just hang out with my friends, which is basically what I was doing. Thursday was a little bit more chill, was, you know, 1 to like 4, and a lot of times we get out at like 3:30, so like it really wasn't that bad. But then Friday was typically the day that I would like work like at my job, and it was the same 9:30 all the way till like 2:30 around there, and then typically I would use that time after to either go to the gym or go home depending on it. But that was basically what it was looking at, oh my god, like that's basically what I was looking at for the next 3 months of my semester. And it was kind of a good thing because I was going to the gym, I was like trying to get right, I still had a decent amount of money, and that was basically like the main reason why I wasn't posting. And there was a moment where I came up with an idea of like I don't know if you guys know the YouTuber, like I think his name is Zephyr, or like I don't know how you say it, like Zephyr, like I'm subscribed to him on YouTube, but like he makes like these videos where he'll kind of like review movies, but like kind of in like a comical way, and he'll insert like all the memes in there, and like kind of like how Burleezy used to do like his exposed videos, like yelling at the like cartoons and stuff. Like that's kind of what he does. Like he would do it on like Karate Kid, like Scream, like freaking just like random like movies, and he'll just kind of like make funny jokes in there and like put in memes. There's kind of like a whole like not group, but like I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of like a type of genre of like where it's like there's other YouTubers that do that, but it's like I came up with the idea to do something like that, but for like movies that I used to watch in my childhood. And I had started it, like, because it, like, the homework and stuff wasn't that bad in the first month. So I was working on this video, and I finished the video, and I literally posted it, but the movie that I had used was literally copyrighted to, like, hell, and I literally could not post it without it being, like, flagged. Like, it even got partially blocked. Like, literally, it was only available in, like, some countries. That's how, like, stupid it was. Obviously, it was blocked in the US, so it's like I couldn't do anything, but it was like, I think it was like from that point on, I was like, I was like, I don't have time for YouTube, because like, it was just too much. It's not that like the video sucked, because it was a funny video, but I just couldn't do anything about it. And that idea that I have is still in development. Like now that I have more time on my hands, I'm definitely gonna start grinding again on YouTube and posting. But that was basically like the main reason why I hadn't been posting. Was like school was just really hectic, and just as school was hectic, I met someone very special. And by very special, I mean, yeah, I have a girlfriend.
You what?
And it's very, very weird still, because like I never really talked about relationships like on my channel or anything. Like I always like planned to do like, because obviously I've dealt with like girls in the past, but like I always planned to do like story times of like how I've had my heart broken or blah blah blah. But it's like I was just never that like vulnerable to like actually get up and do it. But like, oh, this, or I felt like it was too recent kind of thing. But basically, like once February like rolled around, like I ended up meeting this girl, and obviously now we're together. But but yeah, my girlfriend Nancy, she's the greatest. Like she literally has like turned my life upside down, like makes me want to be a better man every day. And it's like she's like my first like real relationship that I've had, because like I've had like long distance flings and stuff in the past, but like it never turned out because obviously. But yeah, I met her, and like she's very special to me. Like she kind of pushes me to keep going, and like she's there for me all the time. And like it's still so weird, because like I never thought it would even happen, because like I always would get my heart broken. Like in my free, like I'm telling you, we're going vulnerable with this. Like I would always get my heart broken, like high school, even middle school, elementary school. It was always stupid, it was dumb. But yeah, like this was like one of the first girls to like really take a chance on me, and like it's still just crazy. It really is. And it's like I have so much love for her, and like she literally supports me in everything that I do, and like things like that. Like I still can't even believe it. And it's like, she's so great. And yeah, like literally, even like going back to school, like, I literally joined a intramural league at my school. Like, they literally had intramurals, like, and I always knew that they had them, but like, basketball has been a thing over the past couple years that like I just kind of stopped caring about. Like, sometimes I'll have like those boosts of like, oh yeah, like I kind of love basketball again and playing, but then there'll be those times where I'm like, I just don't care about this. It's like, because I started this channel as a basketball channel, and it was just me and my friends playing basketball at lunchtime, and we would just record it. Bell would ring, we would go to class, and I would go home, edit it, put it up on YouTube. Like, that's how it was. But then it's like, once I kind of started to like find love for like film and things like that, like I, started to I wanted to make more like better videos, like kind of stuff that people would want to watch, because the basketball thing got kind of old. And it's like literally like my friends would always be like, oh, when we play in the next Fives game, It's like, I was like, I just don't care about it anymore, because it's like, number one, because I kept losing, but number two was like, I just kind of was over it, because it was like the same thing, and it felt like I wasn't really playing for anything anymore. Like, because who cares about bragging rights when you're like older? Like, oh, I'm better than you at basketball. It's like I just stopped caring, honestly. But yeah, like I was literally having intramural basketball games, and my team, it sucked because we were a decent team. Like, obviously I was the tallest kid on the team, but like we had like, and that's what I mean with like school was such a like big factor, and like it was disrupting my whole life. It felt like literally, because even like in the intramural basketball league, like literally we won our first game. Second game we unfortunately lost because it ended up being a team, like one of the teams that we ended up playing, or not that we played in the final, because we didn't even make the playoffs, but it was like the team that eventually like made the finals. And then the next team, and it didn't help that we got literally matched up with 4 of the top teams in the entire league, and we had 6 games. So you can imagine like how many games we lost and how many games we won. So it was so annoying. Like literally we, like 4 in a row, we're playing teams that made like the final 4 in the playoffs, and it's like we didn't even get to like, we only won 2 games out of 6. And it was like literally the last game was like down to the wire. I kind of wish I would have recorded some of those games, but like all I had to say, like, my girlfriend Nancy, she was there for I think 2 or 3 of them, I can't remember. And literally like some of those games I couldn't even play because I had class at like, because the games were late. They were at like 7:30, 8:30, but yet I was in class. And it was a fun class, but it was like I was already in class and couldn't be there to help us lose by 15 instead of 25. Like, that's just like how much school was like, disrupting my life. And I don't want to say disrupting, I'll just say like kind of like making it like very busy to where I just couldn't do anything like that I want to. And it was like the rest of the free time that I did have, obviously I would want to spend time with my girlfriend. So it's like, I chose her, and I don't regret it. I don't, because like literally like she's so amazing to me. It's like I will continue to do that. But yeah, my girlfriend Nancy, she's great. I hope she's watching this video, because I love you, boo. And but yeah, like it's still just a surreal feeling, and it's like life just kind of like comes out of nowhere. And it's kind of like the purpose of this video, to kind of just like explain like just how life is. Because me and Nancy got together March 8th. I don't know why I said April, but yeah, March 8th we got together. And then 2 days later, my grandma passed away. And it was a thing where it was ongoing, and I knew what was going on, because like, that's my mom's mom, and she would tell me like, yeah, like your Meemaw's in the hospital. And like, she was always such a strong figure to me, because it seemed like she was always in the hospital sometimes, like, and I'll be like, oh, she'll be fine, like, she always like bounces back. And I was like, the last time I had seen her in person was on Christmas, which it sucked that I didn't get to see her in 2026, but it's literally, it went from like me gaining someone in my life to losing someone in my life, which like was very, like, it hit me hard when I first heard about it. Like, it was a very, because she was never on this channel, but when me and my brother used to do videos together when we were like, 14, 15, and he was like 12, like, she was in so many of the videos, like our little vlogs, and like, it was like, she always had so much energy, so much, like, she always made us laugh. We had so many inside jokes regarding her, and it was like, the next thing you know, like, she was gone. And like, it had happened during my spring break, so I wasn't in school while it was happening. Like, it was literally just like me at home, just like chilling. But it was like, it still doesn't feel real. It doesn't. And because like she was like one of like the few family that I have left, because like a lot of my family I just don't even really talk to, because either they're fake or it's just like, it's just like they just live too far, like whatever case it is. Like, I hardly have any like real family left. So it was like, that was like a blow to me and my brother, because like that was our grandma, like we hung out with her a lot when we were kids, and just for her to like be gone, it didn't feel right, like, at all. And it still doesn't, but it was kind of a thing where, obviously with losing people, it is like a scary reminder that we're all gonna die someday. And it's like, because you don't really think about that until you see like someone pass away. Like, even if it's just like a celebrity, like, you're like, dang, like, that's someone that you grew up with, like, whether it was their music or their, like, their started movies, or like, basketball player or something. Like, it's like just that reminder that's like, that we're not immortal. And yeah, and it's like the fact that, like, she gave me her car when I was like 18, 17, like, and I still drive that car, and it's like a reminder of her. And I actually have this, which this has her ashes in it, and I just kind of keep it in my room just to kind of like, symbolize that she's still here with me, and has like a little like angel wing on there. But yeah, that was a hard loss. And it was just a thing where like things were going so good with with school, even though it was like very like, it was a lot and stuff like that. I had a new girlfriend, like, life was going good, and it's like, then it just kind of hit you like a freaking pound of bricks. But yeah, my Meemaw, she was amazing. She was funny. She was just always, she always like lit up the room wherever like she was. Like, she was like so extra. Like, she was like literally like, and it just felt like a thing where like she was always gonna be here, but unfortunately she just wasn't, and she's not anymore. And I still think about it from time to time, but yeah, it hurt really bad. And it was also like during this time that I, like, school was just so overtaking my life that like I had stopped going to the gym. Like, I have gained a couple pounds, because like literally last year I lost like 30 pounds almost, like 25, 30 pounds. And like I had school all the time, so I was always eating out, and like, I had stopped going to the gym because like I had assignments and things like that. So it was like, even though I still had like a girlfriend and everything, and like, despite like my grandma dying, like, it was like the gym kind of, slowed down, and it still has. Like, I haven't went to the gym in like weeks, and it's like, it's not because I'm depressed or anything, but it's like, I just didn't have time, like, at all. But then we move on to, the creation of the Scavengers, which is a crazy freaking like transition. But like, the Scavengers was another assignment, but it was my final assignment, in the way that it was a part of my senior capstone project, which is what Cal Baptist calls like a lot of their finals for people. Like, say for graphic design, they'll call like a capstone because it like caps off your like, you know, your year or your year, just kind of like all your whole college. And it was like, it kind of went from like just a last project to a passion project. And it was in the way that like my whole thought process for everything was like, I gotta beat K-Word, because K-Word was like literally like my baby at that point, because like I had never done something that creative. And it's like I wanted to do something that like not only was gonna beat K-Word, but it's like something I can look back on and be like, that was like, you know, the birth of like my film career. Oh my gosh. But I wanted to like look back on it and like just be like, yeah, like I did that, rather than just it being like, oh yeah, my final film. Like, you know, I wanted it to be something like special, and that it did become. And with that, it was funny because not even like, you know, I had just lost my grandma, and I like literally within 10 days I was filming it, because we had to film it over 2 nights. And literally we're out there from like 9 o'clock. No, the first night was like 8:30 to like 12:45, because I would have went longer, but like my parents kind of started tripping on me because it was pretty late. But it was like, you know, I was like, you know, we'll just do the rest tomorrow. But then, you know, the next day we went from like 9 o'clock to like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, literally just grinding it out. Like the last like 8 pages that we had left, because the screenplay was like 12 minutes. And I really like love my team that I worked with. Like I was able to work with my friends Leo and Andre again, and I had my other friends Enrique, Scotty, Christian. Like we were all working on it, and we were just having fun because we were, you know, in the public park. Like we were filming it, we like were forgetting our lines, having like funny takes of stuff, having like stupid inside jokes, conversations and things like that, like while like filming it. And by the time it was over, you know, like I was like, I still gotta edit this, and I wanted to edit it in like, you know, Premiere Pro or just like some like other software that I wasn't like comfortable with, despite despite me being a post-production film major. But but yeah, it was just because my computer just wasn't good. It wasn't. And like I definitely was not gonna be able to edit on there. So like literally I spent around probably like a day, probably like, well, depending on the day, you know, like if it was like a Monday, I would probably be there for like, you know, 2.5 hours, you know, between my break, like in like the little computer lab working on it, because they have like these freaking Mac studios in there that would just run it so easily. Then if it was like, you know, the Wednesday or something, I would be there for like almost 4 hours recording it, editing it. And it just depending on how much it was, like it took me around like 2 weeks to edit, because we filmed it on like March 20th and 21st, and then I immediately started working on editing after that point. And then I had to finish it by the 10th of April, because I was going to submit it into my school's film festival. And, you know, it was kind of a thing where like because at first me and my friends, like we didn't think that our stuff was going to get accepted into the film festival, because like it is a Christian school. And like if you've seen the Scavengers, like with the stuff that happens in there, like you would know like, oh, if like, you know, people are like dying, you know, or like fake dying, like then they're not going to accept this. But they did. And it was literally like that, like the whole last week that I've had was like amazing, because I showed it at my senior capstone showcase, which is kind of like where all like the seniors showcase their like projects that they've been working on for the past like 3 months. And I showed it there, and I had like a little bit of a blunder at first, because like my freaking, for whatever reason on YouTube when I posted it, I think it was the room that we were in, but like the freaking speakers weren't working. And it was like literally, because you know how it incorporates like both like, you know, normal footage and like found footage, like some of my audio wasn't working, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. So then like I really had to go run out to the car and like get my like freaking flash drive to like play it on my friend's computer, and like it ended up working out. But it's like people really enjoyed it, and it was like it was in front of a crowd, and it wasn't that big of a crowd, but it was like, you know, because there was like basically all the seniors and like some of their family and stuff like that. But then came time for the film festival, and literally when mine came up, like it was legitimately like such a good experience watching it with a big crowd there, because there was quite a big crowd for the festival because it was in the theater, and like so much people were like laughing at, you know, the jokes I put in there, and like me and my friends' performances, and like I'll throw in a couple of videos because I did record something about like throwing a couple of videos in there to like show you guys.
Look, come on then, Boots. Was you really good? Oh, and if I would have said that, it would have been a problem. Yo, guys, I didn't find anything. What is going on here? Just some sort of game.
Ray, he's lost it. He killed Phoenix.
He's joking, right, Omar? Okay, let's just... He wasn't the only one involved.
Oh, are you kidding
It was a film that I could actually like take seriously, and literally like because they had awards for like the films, because there was 17 films chosen out of like, they said it was like 43 submissions, which they said was like a record for like, you know, the school and the film festival. But out of 17 films, literally, like, you know, obviously there was a bunch of like awards they were giving out, like best cinematography, best film, or like best picture or whatever, like best supporting actor, like actress or whatever. But literally, out of all 17 films, I've been waiting to show this, they gave me best actor. Best freaking actor for my film. And it was like the biggest honor, because like it was a thing where, like, I'm not gonna act like, oh, I wasn't high on my performance or something like that, but it was a thing where I was just like not really expecting to win an award for my acting. And it was funny because at the senior capstone showcase the night before, somebody had asked me, they were like, oh, like, would you possibly be interested in like acting like in the future? And I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, because I always felt like I could be a decent actor, but it was like, you know, it was never something that I pursued like crazy. But when they gave me this freaking award in front of like everybody, like I didn't know what to think. Like, I was legitimately like, out of 17 films, you guys thought that my film had the best, like that I was the best actor in any film that we had watched. And it was like, that was legitimately like the best feeling. And it kind of lit a fire up under me. Like after winning that, like I was ready to just kind of like get back into YouTube, like maybe possibly making short films, like just to like, you know, get my acting chops up, and like even just like my editing and things like that. And like the Scavengers was just such a big part of, you know, my like creative process. And like it was kind of like to cap off my experience at like Cal Baptist. And literally I made like the poster for it, and I had it printed and it hanging in my freaking room. That's the Harry Potter one. This is this camera, but it's like right here, the freaking poster. And it's like me and my friends, like, because when I had made it in Photoshop, and like I had showed them, and they're like, I was like, oh, like I showed them that I printed it, and they were like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. And then like I was like, oh, if y'all want one, I'll get y'all one. And like, you know what, yeah, screw it, like we'll sell you. And then, you know, I got like all my friends, like, you know, the poster. And like, even though it didn't win like best picture or anything like that at the, you know, the awards or whatever, like I still know that like I made something that could be taken seriously. And that just kind of like really like lit a fire under me and like my future and things like that. But yeah, freaking best actor, freaking Michael B. Jordan, bro. Like who is that? I don't know him. But that leads into the final life update, that I have officially graduated from California Baptist University after 3.5 long years of, taking the bus, staying late, homework, essays, like all that. And it's like on Monday, which was the 27th April, I finally did it and I finished. And it's still such a surreal moment to where like it just still doesn't feel real. Like a lot, and that's the thing with like life, is that a lot of the stuff that has happened to me over the past 3 months have not felt real at all. And some of them it's like a good thing that they're real, some of them obviously not a good thing that they're real, but it's like it still like teaches you like, kind of like lessons within life, and that like, it's about timing. And like even going back to like, my grandma's passing, like during that time, like I was like struggling financially because I wasn't really getting hours at work. I was working like 2, maybe 3 days a week at like a part-time job. And it's like, I hardly had money. And, my mom, then she, like, once my grandma passed away, like a couple weeks later, like, my grandma had some money left over in her account, and we were lucky enough to get it, and I was able to get some of it. And it was really such a thing about timing, because like I was like so down on my luck of like, I was like, I barely can afford to like not eat, but it was like, but I was going down to like double digits on my freaking bank account, and I'm like, and then my mom texts me that, and it's like all of a sudden I can kind of like get back on my feet again. And like, I'm not gonna act like it was like this big old struggle of like, oh my gosh, I can barely afford food. Like, no, it's just a thing of like really living like the broke college student life of like coming home every day with like $5 Little Caesars pizzas, and like literally having to like go like still eat out every day because like I didn't have enough money to like get my own like food to cook at home. And like, having to buy something that was like less than $10 like for food and stuff. But it was like, it it just kind of teaches you to like manage your money right. Because, if you don't, then you'll get like that. But yeah, like despite even my grandma's passing and everything, like I was still, like I was able to like, still get back on my feet from it, from like, a emotional standpoint and like a financial standpoint. And then, obviously tax season came through, and then that gave me even more money to work with. So it's like I picked up this new camera, as you guys can see, like this new webcam, and it's like way better quality. And, I was like ready to kind of start up again, like once I graduated. Because I kept telling everybody, like, because there was even friends that I hadn't seen in like 3 months because of how school was. And it was like I didn't see them again until I graduated, which was on Monday. And just the ceremony was crazy. Like I had to wake up super early because it was like at 9:30, but I had to wake up at like 6 something, just like get ready, go check in, blah blah blah. But it was such a surreal feeling because I was like, I started this semester and was like, oh, graduation, that's like a long way to go. And then like I was already there, and just like walking across that stage, I wore the necklace that had my grandma's ashes in it, and I literally had to like salute to her because like it still felt like she was there with me through it all, even though she wasn't like physically there anymore. But it was like, it's like she got to walk across with me, and it's like that felt great, to be able to like do that in front of like a full crowd of people, even though they have no idea why I did that. But my parents, my family, my friends, like they all know why I did that. And it's like, it's just like, salute. But not only was that just a salute to like, my grandma, but it was also a salute to the man that made this all happen, which was God. And, through all this, like it's been hard for me with me being so busy. Like I kind of like shelved my relationship with God, but like I'm like slowly building it back up. But without him, none of this would be possible. Like none of this, best actor, like my freaking degree, like none of it would be possible. And life wouldn't be possible without him. And like he's just done so much wonders for me. Like from graduating to like, blessing me with this beautiful and amazing girl in my life that supports me. And my friends, my family, like I was literally like telling my mom, like, I'm gonna save up for a new computer, and I'm recording this video on my new computer. Like my mom surprised me with a MacBook after my graduation, and they also gave me, my family, they gave me this card, like this big old freaking like congratulations card, and it like had like a bunch of people. Like that's my cousin's, see this freaking camera, my cousin's handwriting right here, and just like all these like people in my life who have like been there. And it's like when I was reading it, I literally like, I teared up. Not only did I tear, like I started crying. And like, I'm just like sitting there, like literally reading it. And I see my dad walk by, and I think he was like getting undressed or something. Like I walked up to him, like, give me a hug. And like literally we just stood there and hugged for like 2 minutes, like, because like my support circle is so strong that like even through all this time of all this stuff happening, like I was never allowed to be alone. Whether it was like my girlfriend, my friends, like my family, like there was people always there for me. And those people, along with the Lord, like just pushed me through this semester and allowed me to do it. And we got really vulnerable in this video, but that's just kind of like my life update. So yeah, I'm officially a college graduate from a school that went to freaking March Madness. Like that was another thing that was crazy, even though like I'm not on no basketball team or nothing. Like to see my school on the big stage playing against Kansas, even though we lost, like it was literally like, it was crazy. And it was funny because at that point, me and my friends were in the living room watching it. We were waiting for everybody to show up. We were watching the game. It was like we were gonna film Scavengers that day, the 20th. And we were filming Scavengers that day. We were like looking at the scores, like, oh, they came back, but then they lost. But but like it was just a crazy 3 months. It's like so much can happen in 3 months. Like life does not wait for anybody. And it's like now I'm in a position where I have all the free time in the world now. Well, not really, because I have a job, but now I'm gonna get back to making videos with this new computer that I have that's gonna allow me to like edit the way I want to, and I'm gonna like make my money with my job, hang out with my family, my girlfriend, my friends. Like I feel free. It's like, it's not like school is a prison, but like for the past like 3 months or so, like it felt like it was. And it was like literally like it's all over now. Like literally I'm just waiting for that diploma to come through, like them to post it, and like then I'm done officially, even though I'm already done. But it's like no more classes, no more no more essays, no more, like, I don't want to say no more short films, because like I might be doing some stuff in the summer and even just like the future in general. But it's like no more like education, I guess you could say, like, because from being in school all the way from like age 5 to age 21, like 16 years, more than like 75% of your life, like it takes a toll. It does. And it's like, especially like with college, because it's like you have multiple classes where you have all these due dates and blah blah blah. It's like you never get a chance to breathe. And it's like now I finally feel like I get a chance to breathe. And yeah, man, that's what I've been up to for the past 3-4 months. Just life and responsibility and like becoming a man, really. Because I started this channel when I was like 12, 13, like 8 years ago. No, 9 years ago. Because it's 2026 now. We started this channel, I think, January 11th, 2017. And Like, I'm a completely different person from when I was, obviously, when I was 12. But it's like, it still just feels so unreal. Like, it does. And, like, I can finally say that I'm done with school. Like, I have an amazing girlfriend, amazing family, amazing friends. Like, just the support system is, like, insane. But that's all I have to say. Videos will be coming soon. I'm not gonna like promise any like film schedule of like, oh yeah, this is when I'm gonna be posting. Like, it's kind of just gonna come out random. Like, we're gonna start that new series with like, you know, the childhood movies and just like anything that I want to do, whether that pertains to like, you know, movies, like sports, like social media stuff that's going on in the world, like, you know, just whatever I want to do, I'm gonna do it. And I think that's how we have to look at life, and just like things of like just things that we want to do and just like go for it. Because I'm gonna just try to grind hard on this YouTube and hopefully become like successful, and like, you know, being able to like call it my job one day. That's like obviously the ultimate goal. But graduate, family man, okay. Yeah, graduate, you know, girlfriend, friends, family. That's basically what I've been up to. And if you made it all the way up to this point, thank you. You know, just wanted to like, you know, tell you guys what was going on, and like just kind of like really, because I've been wanting to like talk about this for like a while now, just like how stuff has gone and how it shaped me to be like, you know, the person that I am right now, and just, you know, like teach me the way of life. But yeah, life is good, and I can't complain about it at all.